Modern cars with automatic transmissions come equipped with an integrated transmission cooler. Numerous transmission problems arise when this important component malfunctions. As a result, it makes sense to be aware of the signs of a malfunctioning transmission cooler and to keep an eye out for any issues. We go over the most typical symptoms of a malfunctioning transmission cooler in this video, along with an estimate of replacement costs. It's the Car Problems YouTube channel. Subscribe and let's get started. Dashboard warning lights. Depending on what kind of car you drive, your dashboard may display warning lights. The check engine light may illuminate occasionally. Some cars, usually trucks, have a different light for the gearbox. If either warning light appears on the dashboard, you should pull over and use the OBD scanner to diagnose the issue. Leaking transmission fluid. A malfunctioning transmission cooler may give rise to a leak. It's time to investigate further if fluid is seen coming from under the radiator, cooler, or transmission. It is necessary to fix any leaks in the lines that connect the transmission to the cooler to prevent the transmission from losing all of its fluid. In addition, now would be a good time to check the fluid's color since it is leaking. When the transmission fluid is brand new, its color should be red. When you fix the leak, you might want to replace the fluid if it's becoming brown. Overheating transmission. The transmission requires coolant to stay at the right temperature, just like your engine does. When this component fails, you can anticipate the transmission to become heated because the transmission cooler lowers the fluid's temperature. The transmission should be repaired as soon as possible because it may cause irreversible internal damage when it warms up. It is advisable to avoid driving when the transmission is overheating in the interim. Transmission noises. Unusual noises may occur if there is insufficient fluid or if the cooler fails to prevent the transmission from overheating. A lack of lubrication may cause you to hear a growling or groaning sound, particularly when the gears shift. In addition, there might be a clunking noise. If you wish to avoid transmission failure, you should take both of these noises seriously and stop driving. Contaminated fluid. Cooling lines and transmissions travel to and from the radiator. The coolant lines in these passageways are not connected, so the two liquids shouldn't ever come into contact. Although it is uncommon, there is a chance that something could go wrong and these two liquids will mix together to create something that looks like a strawberry milkshake. The cooler may begin to leak into the radiator when it fails. Although it happens much less frequently, coolant can also find its way into the transmission fluid. Of course, mixing fluids could also occur due to human error. You may have a serious issue if coolant was inadvertently added to the transmission or the other way around. Both systems would need to be flushed and any flaws would need to be fixed in order to resolve this issue. Poor shifting. You will definitely notice performance problems if your transmission is overheating and has leaks in it. There's a chance that the transmission is not responding as it ought to. There could also be issues when switching gears. Nevertheless, these issues can arise from almost any kind of transmission malfunction, so a thorough diagnosis is required to identify whether the cooler is the cause. Low transmission fluid level. To make sure everything is operating as it should, you should be checking the transmission fluid on a regular basis. If so, you may be able to detect issues early on as the fluid level may begin to decrease. The leak we previously discussed is the cause of this decline. Although you can replenish the transmission fluid to restore it to its full level, this does not resolve the issue. To make sure the fluid stays where it should be, you would need to fix any leaks and repair the transmission fluid cooler. Replacement cost. You will require a new radiator along with the cooler if your internal transmission cooler needs to be changed. This could cost anywhere from $350 to $1,000 depending on the type of vehicle you drive and the location of the repair. Since replacing the external transmission cooler requires less labor, you might be able to do it yourself. The price range for an aftermarket transmission cooler is $35 to $450. To ensure maximum airflow, these components, which resemble miniature radiators, are mounted in front of the radiator or air conditioning condenser. Hope the information was helpful for you. If so, please press the like button and subscribe to the channel.